This year marks 75 years since Sri Lanka received its independence from the British in 1948. And while the Sinhalese part of the island celebrates, the Tamil part does not. As the President talks about Sri Lanka's achievements today, Tamil people in the northeast fly black flags and protest Sri Lanka's crimes, the lack of justice, the denial of self-determination and ongoing militarization of the traditional Tamil homeland. Tamil politicians boycott Independence Day celebrations in the capital. But why is this? In the last 75 years, Sri Lanka has been responsible for countless acts of violence towards the Tamil people, starting with the Sinhala-only Act, which replaced English with Sinhala as the sole official language of Sri Lanka, excluding Tamil to the detriment of Tamil communities. Standardization laws, which meant that Tamil students had to score higher than their Sinhalese counterparts to get into university. Anti-Tamil pogroms, where government-backed Sinhala mobs murdered Tamils across the island and burnt down many Tamil businesses. The burning of Jaffna Library. It was one of the biggest libraries in Asia, housing many ancient Tamil texts, burnt down by Sinhalese security forces and government-sponsored mobs. A couple of years after the burning of Jaffna Library, Tamils saw the genocide of 1983, which is commonly referred to as Black July. The Sri Lankan government provided voter registration lists to Sinhalese mobs so that they could locate and attack Tamils and their homes and businesses. Violence lasted for over 1 week, from July 24th to July 30th, killing more than 3,000 Tamils, destroying 5,000 shops and 8,000 homes, and displacing more than 150,000 Tamils. So why did all of this happen? The answer to this is Sinhala-Buddhist nationalism. The political ideology holds that Sri Lanka is a place where Buddhism must flourish and is protected by the strength of the Sri Lankan state. This ideology also believes that any non-Sinhalese people only live on the island because Sinhala Buddhists allow it, despite the northeast of Sri Lanka being claimed by Ulam Tamils as their traditional Tamil homeland. At this point, decades of discrimination and violence towards the Tamil people culminated in the armed conflict between the Sri Lankan state and the Liberation Tigers of Tamilolam, also known as the LTTE. Near the end of this conflict, the government deployed genocidal tactics such as shelling hospitals in the northeast, killing Tamil civilians in so-called no-fire zones, and the execution of LTT surrenderers and Tamil civilians, including children. To this day, hundreds and thousands of Tamils remain disappeared, with their families still searching for answers of their whereabouts. Fast forward to today, justice and accountability for these crimes remain unaddressed. Tamils in the northeast still deal with human rights issues disproportionately affecting them, such as enforced disappearances, militarization, land grabs, suppression of memorialization, and the ever-present trauma from the genocide and the ongoing denial of their right to self-determination. Sri Lanka has been experiencing significant economic and political turmoil, especially in the last year. There is no money for food, fuel, or medicine. The root causes of the current situation are the root causes of the war, the prioritization of the ethno-nationalist politics by successive Sinhala-Buddhist governments, complete impunity for political and military leaders, and the suppression of the right to self-determination for the Tamil people. In this time of severe economic and political instability, if Sri Lanka truly wants to move forward towards stability and prosperity, it needs to address its violent history towards the Tamil community and make meaningful progress towards justice, accountability, and demilitarization. Additionally, it needs to ensure a long-term sustainable political solution that is acceptable to the Tamil community and that respects their fundamental right to self-determination. So as Tamils in the northeast, amidst intense militarization, mark Sri Lanka's Independence Day with black flags and protest, it makes you wonder, whose Independence Day is it really? For more information or to support our work, please visit www.palaction.org.